We are back with a brand new video. In today's video, we're going to be talking about whether Victor Oladipo is going to come back and return to the Miami Heat next season or not, and whether the Heat should keep him, how much should they pay him, whether he wants to come back, all that stuff Victor Oladipo related. So we're going to be talking about Victor Oladipo, a little bit about PJ Tucker as well, because apparently he opted out of his contract yesterday. So we're going to be talking about that. Yeah, without further ado, let's get right into it, man. Be sure to check out my second channel if you guys have not already. I just dropped my final NBA mock draft before the draft, which is on Thursday. So if you guys want to go check that out, that is my final mock draft. So I'm going to be dropping some, draft reactions, winners, losers, grades for every team and stuff like that. So if you guys are interested in that type of content, go check out my second channel. We just hit 100 subscribers. So thank you to everyone who came from here and subscribed on my second channel. Also, thank you for everyone who helped me reach to 1,900 subscribers. 1.9k subscribers. So we are 100 subscribers away from 2,000. So if we get to 2,000 as soon as possible, I'll be super happy. So let's get to 2k as soon as possible, man. Let's get to that number. Yeah, you guys have been showing so much love on these past couple of videos, and I really appreciate all the comments. You guys have been interacting with not just me but each other in the comment section as well. So yeah, we're gonna be talking about Victor Oladipo because I think that's the main topic of discussion for today's video, apart from PJ Tucker's contract. I think Oladipo is something we have to discuss because I have not really talked about Oladipo after the season ended. I just kind of swept it under the carpet, but I cannot do that anymore because Oladipo has been a name that he is a free agent this season. And it would be a disservice for me not to talk about Victor Oladipo because him being a free agent, there are decisions to be made as to whether he should come back, whether he should leave, stuff like that, how much the Heat should offer him, how much money he's worth, what's his role on the team next year. I think there is a strong possibility that Victor Oladipo re-signs with the Miami Heat. I think that the Miami Heat are a very good spot for Victor Oladipo. He wanted to be here even before he came here. Like there have been so many rumors from the past when he was with Indiana that he wanted to come to Miami, and then he got here, and this was his dream destination, and he wanted to be here all along. And unfortunately for him, he suffered an injury last year against the Lakers that kept him out for a year. And after he came back this season, he looked really, really good, and he didn't look like his all-star self, but you could see flashes here and there of him returning back to his form. And I still don't think he has shown everything that he could after he came back from his injury. I think that he played really, really well in the role that he was given. I think that there were times where he wasn't even in the rotation, and then we had to play him. We had no choice but to play him because he was just playing so well on the defensive end and on the offensive end that we were just like, we had to give him a spot. And defensively, especially against the Celtics, his defense on Jaylen Brown and Jason Tatum were very, very good. Was very, very good. And then offensively, it seems like he's improved his shot. He shot 40% from three in the regular season. After he came back in the playoffs, that took a little bit of a dip, but his three-point shot looks very fluid and flexible. His explosion to the rim is not there, like as far as him dunking on people, but he's very crafty as far as laying the ball up and finishing and slithering around multiple defenders with reverse layups and stuff like that. He still has that that craftiness around the rim, and that's because that's what he came into the league as. He came into the league as a slasher who can defend on the wing, and the defense is not left. He's been a great defender for us. And then offensively, he just brings a dynamic to this team that a lot of people don't really have on this team. Apart from Jimmy Butler and Bam Adebayo occasionally, who is a guy that can consistently beat someone off the dribble, and we don't have that. Hero is a guy that needs a screen every time he's trying to beat someone off the dribble. Kyle Lowry doesn't have the explosiveness anymore. He's 36. Oladipo, even though he suffered an injury, when he came back, you could see he was one of the few who could beat someone off the dribble, get into the paint, cause help defenses to rotate, kick it out to shooters, or dump it off to a big down low, or finish it himself. Like, he just provides such a different dynamic to this team. We don't have many guys who can just get into the paint through their own will. And I think Oladipo is one of the guys that we do have who can just get into the paint and make plays because, he's just that type of talent. He came into the league as that type of talent. He's going to stay that type of talent. So, after he gets a solid, healthy offseason, I think he's going to come out swinging next season. I don't know if he's going to start or he's going to come off the bench, but if he's on the Miami Heat next season, it's going to be a big W for the team. Now, whether he's on the Miami Heat is a big question mark. I think he will be here next season because the Heat have his bird rights, so we can offer him a contract that he would be happy with. But It could demand Mickey Arison going into the tax, but if Mickey Arison, wants to go into the tax to help this team contend, I think he will be willing to do so. I think that, he doesn't go into the tax often, but for a team that's trying to win a championship as soon as possible, and Victor Oladipo being a pretty big part of that, I think he would do that. But I think that Victor Oladipo could be back on this team next season. I hope that he will be, and I think he will be, because I think that, like I said, we have his bird rights. We can offer him the mid-level exception or whatever contract he wants to get, because, like I said, his bird rights are with us. Now, if he wants a starting role, I don't know if we could offer that to him, because, we're a team that's pushing for a championship. We're not like a lottery team with nothing to play. So if he wants a starting role, then go to the Thunder or the Knicks or something like that. But if you want to, compete for a championship, I just don't think that he's going to be a starting caliber player. I think he's going to be a guy off the bench that could really help you. On both ends of the floor, be a nice spark plug. And it's more important that we get him back, especially if Tyler Hero gets traded. So if Tyler Hero gets traded for a Donovan Mitchell or for a Bradley Beal or for anyone for that matter, then you need your you just lost your sixth man of the year. So you need a guy off the bench that can really provide offense, and Victor Oladipo could be that guy if he returns next season. So I think it's imperative that the Heat try to re-sign Victor Oladipo. I think that should be one of their biggest priorities. Just because of, like I said, his unique skill set that he brings to the squad. I honestly think that he likes to be here. The guys love him here. He's very well coachable. He can sacrifice. We saw when he was out of the rotation, he was just being a team guy. He wasn't complaining about his minutes. And then when he played, he was just showing 100% effort on both ends of the floor. And he was just doing everything that it takes to wear a Miami Heat uniform and displaying the culture throughout his time here so far. And I think that the Heat have to re-sign him if they can. And I think that they can re-sign him because they have his bird rights. So long story short, I think Victor Oladipo can re-sign with the Miami Heat next season. I think that it should be one of their biggest priorities to do so. There is some news about PJ Tucker as well. Apparently he opted out of his contract. A lot of people were like, whoa, this means he's leaving this, that, and the other. I think this is very similar to the Jay Crowder situation. I think PJ Tucker is going to want to secure a long-term deal for about 3 years or so, with a little bit more money on top of that. I'm guessing it's going to be about 3 years, $24 million. I think that's going to be around the deal that he's going to want to secure. Now, PJ Tucker, a lot of people, I've seen a lot of opposing fans saying, oh, this guy's just worth the minimum. He's not like a impactful player. He's just an old veteran who can just help the team, the team chemistry, and then have the team locked in. But on the court, he's just not skilled anymore. I think people misunderstand what PJ Tucker does for this team. Offensively, I know sometimes he can look like a black hole out there, just not doing anything. But on the defensive side of the ball, man, he's legit one of the few players in the NBA that can guard 1 through 5, and that's what PJ Tucker can be. Now, as far as his contract is concerned, the maximum amount of contract that he can attain over 3 years, without the Heat using their mid-level exception, is $26 million or $26.5 million over 3 years. That's his maximum amount of money that he can get. 8.4 over the first year, 8.8 over the second year, and then 9.2 over the third year would make it about 26.46 or 26.5 million over 3 years. Now, would you be willing to give PJ Tucker that? I mean, that's for you guys to answer in the comment section below, but I would probably give him about 24 to 25 mil. 26 mil, I guess, is not that much different, but you do want to save $1 million or $2 million just for a minimum contract here and there. But yeah, I would definitely want to bring back Victor Oladipo onto this team. I think that Victor Oladipo and PJ Tucker can be big parts of this team next year, if this team wants to contend for the championship. I did read in Bleacher Report's article that the Heat are not a top 10 team next year. I think that's a load of nonsense, but it's Bleacher Report, man. What do you guys expect? We can't do much about it. Was that Bleacher Report or ESPN that called us dangerous loomers last year? These guys don't like the Heat. We can't do nothing about it. We just got to roll with our punches and just surprise people as we always do. Just be the underdog. This team loves to be the underdog. So embrace the underdog role. Just embrace the underdog role. Do not, worry about Bleacher Reports or ESPN's perception, because that doesn't matter. I don't really care about what they think. But yeah, as far as Oladipo is concerned, as far as Tucker is concerned, I think PJ Tucker will come back. I just think that they just want to restructure his deal on a longer term, on a long-term deal, or a little bit of a bigger amount of money for him. I think that PJ Tucker will come back next year. I think that Oladipo should come back next year, but you know, you never know. A team could offer him a bag and he might take it. But I think that the Heat should do everything in their power to try to retain Oladipo next year, especially with his bird rights on the squad. So yeah, that's what I feel about Oladipo. That's what I feel about Tucker. I'm super excited about draft night too. You know, draft night is in a couple of days. I'm interested to see if the Heat will trade for the will trade the 27th overall pick or keep the 27th overall pick. There has been reports that Jeremy Grant has been of interest for the Miami Heat. I would love Jeremy Grant on the squad. Like, I think Jeremy Grant would fit perfectly next to Bam, and I would be willing to give the 27th overall pick for Jeremy Grant. Probably like a couple of picks in Duncan, I think, should get the job done for Jeremy Grant. I don't think it's going to be too big of a haul to get rid of to get Jeremy Grant on the squad, because he's already on the market anyway, so his value is a bit lower. But yeah, we'll see what happens, man. But yeah, that's been the video. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. Make sure you guys drop a like, subscribe, and comment down below. And check out my second channel if you guys want to check out my mock draft. We are only 100 subscribers away from 2,000. So yeah, let's hit that subscribe button so we can get to 2K as fast as possible. Let me know what your thoughts are about Victor Oladipo and PJ Tucker. You know, like I said, I would hope both of them come back. I think both of them will come back, but you know, you never know. We'll see what happens. Yeah, use that comment section below and let me know what you guys think about the video. I'll see y'all later. As always, man, have a nice day. Peace.